Hey, I'm Spencer with EnergeticCity.ca, and this is the Community Roundup, which is sponsored by Brad's Furniture and Appliances. And right now I'm at the Women's Resource Society, joined by the lovely president of the Northeast Pride Society, Lyle Goldie. How you doing?
Doing very well. How are you, Spencer?
Doing fantastic, thank you. So today we're going to talk a little bit, because it is World AIDS Day, which is a very important day, and we're going to talk about how you can kind of locally, just because it's a little confusing, but it is very important to know your status. So we're going to talk about how we can do that pretty much for free, right, Lyle?
Yeah, exactly. So World AIDS Day started in 1988, and really it was breaking down the stigma associated with HIV and AIDS as well. Break down that stigma and really raise awareness. Knowing your status is very important. If you're sexually active or with multiple partners, knowing your status helps protect yourself and your partners as well. So.
Absolutely.
For this year, this has been a partnership between the Northeast Pride Society and the Women's Resource Society. And the Women's Resource Society actually has been the ones championing this with this program that we got right here.
Absolutely. I will just say that you also had it proclaimed in the city as well, which is
super
excellent.
So we did the proclamation presentation, Amanda and I, for the city to, one, raise awareness, and two, just to light up Centennial Stage with red. Red is the important color here for World AIDS Day. The red ribbon, of course, is very important, and known worldwide. And part of this is the Women's Resource Society has been involved in this research project or program where you can do HIV testing by yourself, conduct it by yourself, have kits delivered to your home. It can be as discreet as you want it to be, or you can come and pick up at the Women's Resource Society. It's a really great program. I learned about this on Overdose Awareness Day.
Okay.
They had these available, and that's how I got involved. Overdose Awareness Day started the conversation, and it has been leading up to here, where you and I will be doing a test together.
Yep.
Just to show that it is, one, straightforward, easy, and quick.
Yep.
And that's what you just want to know. You just want to know your status, and just know, and I really want to encourage people to research this and get into this. And know that a positive test is not a death sentence like it used to be.
And I believe through this app as well, if you do test positive, they do have resources as well, like counseling and stuff like that. That's correct?
Exactly. So this is called the I'm Ready app. It is free to download, Google Play or Apple Store. And through that you do a bit of a questionnaire. You did it, it took maybe a minute, 2 minutes.
Probably tops 2 minutes.
Just looking for some information, what population you fit into.
And you can give as much or as little information as you choose. There were always options, so I prefer not to answer.
Yeah, and exactly. And really after you've done that, you just register your test with the app. Of course, this is all confidential. And it provides the steps, a little video, to go through just to show you or take you step by step to do the test. Right. And HIV, so if I were to just talk a little bit about the difference between HIV and AIDS, HIV is the infection, is the human immunodeficiency virus, HIV. The later stages when you get more left untreated, you start falling into getting serious illnesses, and that later stage is AIDS.
Yeah, and that really attacks your immune system, essentially.
Yeah, yes. Exactly. So in the 80s, when it started to be more prevalent, young men were dying all the time, and it is not great to see that now we have this option available.
Yeah,
especially
and it was heavily stigmatized because it was looked at as, mainly it was a giddy person's disease or whatever,
Yeah,
which is not
exactly.
the case. And it's interesting that it was there at overdose day as well, because there is a higher risk for if you're sharing needles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That will happen.
Yeah, and it is unfortunate, if the populations that are affected, yes, it's still mostly men who have sex with men, but other populations are affected as well. And, that just kind of adds to the importance of knowing your status and starting treatment soon. And I know that sounds easy enough, and in the north, it is really hard to get this scheduled.
Yeah.
Just to get a blood test is tough, to get a doctor and kind of get the paperwork going for a blood test. This is a great option, and it's free and it's available. There are limitations because it does require you to have the app.
Yeah.
If you're to pick up at the Women's Resource Society, they do need you to scan with your phone. So there are limitations. However, this is a great option, and as we'll find out, a very good indicator on your status.
Absolutely, it is 99% accurate, which is fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll see that it takes maybe 5 or 10 minutes.
All right, well, I'm going to crack mine open. Yours is already open.
Yeah, so I
while
got
open
myself prepped up.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of prep, that is another great barrier of protection if that interests one.
Yes, so I have started conversations with PrEP about PrEP with Northern Health, and we are limited up here as to what's available, but the Prince George there's a program in Prince George that kind of specializes or advocates or is focused on PrEP and PrEP resources. We are currently working on having those discussions to really kind of bring them out, encourage this. There's stuff that you can do online as well. You can talk to them online and maybe get your PrEP prescription that way as well.
All right.
Awesome.
Highly encourage folks that are interested in that to do a little bit more research. But without further ado, let's get this test on the road.
So when you open up the kit, you'll have your lancet, the 3 vials that you'll use.
Don't swallow them, because it says harmful if swallowed, so don't do that.
Exactly. And then the pad or test pad indicator, and then a little Band-Aid for after you prick your finger.
Isn't that neat?
They
thought of everything.
I think it's great that they give you a little Band-Aid.
Absolutely.
Know that you're taken care of.
Yeah.
So essentially, your blood is going to go into this vial. You're going to shake it a few times, drop it into there. You're going to add each one of these preceding ones, and then you're going to get 1 dot or 2 dots, 1 dot negative, which is your negative test. It's also the 1 dot is your control dot.
Right.
And then 2 dots is a positive test.
Right.
And I would also encourage...
Below dot is invalid as well.
Yeah, if you only get the 1 dot on the bottom, or no dots, it is invalid. But yeah, for the most part, it should be pretty straightforward. Mm-hmm. And like I said, a positive test is not, you're not left alone, and it's not the end of the world. And the app does provide next steps.
Now, I'm curious, just before we get with the test, if someone does receive a positive test, is that something that they're able to reach out to your society about to talk to or try to find resources?
For resources or for support, my go-to would be the app itself. Okay. Because it does have peer counselors, so people who are living with HIV, mm-hmm. and I think also other volunteers like the Pride Society can be somebody to talk to,
Yeah.
and we're open to that. We are lacking a bit of the specific resources,
Right.
but I could point you in directions, say HIV Vancouver and Prince George Positive Living.
Right.
But yeah, definitely like you're not alone in the process. And of course, I should say the Women's Resource Society is also available too. So.
All right, let's get this test on the road.
All right.
So it goes into this bottle.
We have already sanitized our hands.
Yes.
And the first thing we'll do is kind of get some blood in your fingers. So
Which is difficult because it's so cold.
And you're going to take the lens, you're going to essentially prick your finger. You're going to allow the blood to drop in the bottle.
Okay, how much blood am I aiming for here?
Basically a big drop.
Cool.
So, they do stress that do not scrape it on the bottle.
Right, so I'm holding it.
Yeah, and allow it to just drop in there.
Okay.
Then we'll mix. So just to get ourselves kind of started, we'll just have that open.
Let it breathe.
Yeah.
I have a bubble on mine.
So do I.
I have several bubbles. Holy. All right, there we go.
Okay.
Right.
And then choose your finger. Amanda at the Women's Resource Society recommends the middle finger.
Oh, well, I was rubbing my index finger, so that's not great. I was alarmed that there wasn't a needle, but now I realize that, yeah, it's in there. Okay.
And then press firmly. You see that I am already getting a lot of blood.
And now we wait. I think this might be the difficult part of the test, is getting the blood into the vial.
It's getting there.
Yeah. I might need to prick. I think hang on. If you're faint of heart, probably don't do a close-up on that one.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go for a different finger here. Oh, there we go.
Yep, did it go?
Yeah. Feel free to skip ahead until one of us gets a
Yeah, exactly.
gets a blood drop in there. The pressure for wanting to scrape it against the
I
bottle
know.
is like, just go. Oh, there she goes.
Oh, there you
Slowly.
go. Okay, mine drop.
Oh, that's nice.
Now you can put on your, well, I'll put on my Band-Aid.
Oh, well, mine just went on the side, so that's great. Hopefully mine did okay. Mine did end up touching the sides, but
Mine touched the side a bit too, so.
well, don't worry if yours touches the sides.
But neither of us scraped.
That's
so
true. That is true.
I think it's just to reduce any contamination.
Yeah, probably. That is really going now. Quality Band-Aid, though. All right.
And you got your napkin. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
you're really bleeding.
That's okay. We're good. No one do a close-up if you're faint of heart. Okay, now that I've got my blood in this vial.
Okay.
Okay.
Close the lid and we're gonna do 4 shakes.
4. Now that's all mixed in. Should look like Kool-Aid there. I just
Yeah.
remember Kool-Aid for so many people.
Yeah, cherry Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to drop it into this test and allow it to dissipate.
So onto the pad.
Yes, onto the pad, sorry.
Okay. And all of it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then allow it to dissipate.
All right.
You have now ruined Kool-Aid for me.
I'm so sorry. You'll just have to switch to a different flavor. You just can't do like cherry.
I'd have to think about the last time I had Kool-Aid.
All right, mine has dissipated.
Okay. Next is the second vial, the blue liquid.
The one that says number 2 on it. And that all of that goes on there?
Yeah, and then you just allow it to dissipate.
Do I have to shake this one?
Yes, yes you do.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Remember to shake it, but don't shake it, but like, you know.
Do the 4 back and forths.
1, 2, 3, 4. This is probably the closest I've been to chemistry class in so long.
This says color developer.
Oh, fun. I love a clarifying solution, which is our next step.
And then 3, you're going to do the same thing. Mine's, I think mine's pretty much dissipated now.
Yeah, mine's good.
And then we're going to do the same thing with this one. After that, then you look for your dots.
All right, well, I'm going to pour mine on here. All right, let's clarify. I got my control dot, so that's a good sign. And now we allow that to dissipate. And then how long do I have to wait after that? Or is it pretty instantaneous? Or?
It is instantaneous.
All right.
So,
well, now I know.
I have 1 dot as well.
I also have 1 dot. But if you should have 2, like we said, there is going to be some resources there for you. This is a little longer video than we normally do, but it is very important and very, very timely today.
So yeah, definitely. I'm Ready app. readytoknow.ca is the website that will go into more details about everything. And like I said, tests can be ordered. You can order up to 3 at a time.
That's excellent.
And yeah, it's great to know your status. And like I said, it quickly, you're able to know your status quickly. So
yeah, no, like instantaneously. So, thank you so much for, to you, Lyle. It can be a very personal subject, but your openness and willing to share really helps cut down that stigma, which is what the day is all about. So,
exactly,
I'm honored to be here with you.
Thank you.
Sorry I bled so much and ruined cherry Kool-Aid for you, but you know what? It is what it is. Sacrifices will happen. This has been the Community Roundup, which is sponsored by Brad's Furniture and Appliances. And thank you again to Lyle and the North Peace Pride Society for just being wicked in a good way.
And I'd like to thank the Women's Resource Society for letting us use their healing center and just being a part of this as well.
Absolutely. Huge thank you to them. And like we say, if you're in need of a test and you don't have a mailing address, you come by the Women's Resource Society. They may even have a phone for you to use to have the app there, potentially.
Yeah, I think if you have a friend with the app on their phone, you can get your test through that too. You get your individual personal ID kind of thing through the app. But
fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much. And thank you so much for watching. Very important to know your status. So if that's something that you are concerned about or you just want to know, highly recommend that you do so.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.